What is going on, guys? Your boy Guns here, and here is a long-awaited video. Okay, this video, I'm making it because a lot of people are asking the question, what happened to TFS? Why did we lose to NXW? And just kind of like overall an update on this KVK and kind of like the mentality of where I'm at with TFS currently. Okay, first of all, number one, elephant in the room. NXW extremely underestimated. Okay, to include myself, and I'll openly admit that. We met NXW 2 seasons ago when they were like 15, 16 billion power. They had a pretty active player base, but not like what they are now. Before we went into zone 2. Okay, before we went into zone 2 down here, let me show you guys. Okay, so before we went into zone 2, I remember talking to a few people in this zone here, Ozataran or whatever. But I remember going into this zone, I told people, I'm like, yeah, I believe we should be able to beat NXW. I believe we should be able to beat them. However, if they're active, it's gonna be a good fight. Now, fast forward, look at that marker right there, rats if they come. Fast forward to now, NXW showed up, bro. Showed up. They showed up, and TFS didn't. That's really what it comes down to. We had 173 total players. Out of those 173, I believe about 110 were active. Now, for most KVKs, even 110 at our power level and our level of dedication from our top players, it would have been enough to get the job done. However, according to some people, I haven't seen the data myself, but pretty reputable people were saying that NXW on paper is the most active alliance in the game, and I think that KVK1 has seen that here now. So honestly, nothing to say but GG to NXW. They showed up and we didn't. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, is activity. Now, to answer the question of what is happening in TFS, are we having internal problems? Like what is happening? Well, I honestly, to answer that question, me being in leadership and being part of recruitment, the main problem that TFS has had was not being more aggressive on our cuts. So essentially, as you guys remember, TFS is on rebuild like 900 at this point. So one of the main problems that we have that I noticed is certain players weren't cut before. Okay, like so some of our KVKs were a little bit slower. Like last season, we played against Echo, and they were obviously on their way out. So the KVK wasn't too active, and so the basic requirements for that season were set a bit low, right? They're like, oh well, not that much PvP happened, so a lot of players kind of slipped by, and ultimately, that's been the main thing. We're not aggressive enough with our cuts. I've been talking to Fluffy and a few other people. I'm like, that's something that's going to change going forward for TFS. So by the end of this season, we're going to be doing a hard cut. Okay, we're going to probably end up, we'll see what power we end up. For sure in the B seed. For sure we'll end up in the B seed. So we're going to cut hard. Based off the players that we have right now, like 173 players, probably like about 100 or 110, like I mentioned, are KVK1 material. As you guys know, whenever alliances have a lot of power drop, there's a lot of players who panic and they're like, oh my god, time to leave this ship, as we've seen in the past, which was the same situation that we dealt with when we played against WB and Rage like 3 or 4 seasons ago when TFS blew up to 28 billion power. Okay, so number one, we need to be more aggressive with our cuts for activity. Okay, like no more excuses for people, man. It's like unless you've already established your reputation in TFS as an active fighter, then there shouldn't be any excuses for the most part. Let me show you guys the merit rankings here. You guys can see the merit. We haven't even entered Dragon Zone. Okay, we enter Dragon Zone tomorrow morning, and we already have people over 100 million merits. We're getting close to hitting our 100 million merits. We'll definitely get there. Now, problem number two. What was problem? Oh yeah, recruiting too big. As you guys know, EIS and Echo disbanded, so a lot of players were up for the grabs, man. And when you have like 80-90 players that are 30 million merits plus, you're like, bro, we can't miss out on this opportunity. So I was one of the ones that, so Jason had the idea of like, we're only gonna recruit a few people and call it, but the rest of us pressured him like, no, Jason, all these 30 mil merit players that come from reputable alliances, we can't pass up on that, and yeah, that's the problem number two is recruiting too big. Okay, so going forward with TFS, we're gonna implement, and I share this with you guys. So that people kind of learn. You know what I mean? Other officers learn, other R5s learn. That way they don't make the same mistakes that we have made, to help all alliances become better. Okay, so ultimately for me, even as a content creator, is for there to be more and more alliances that could compete at the top level. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. So essentially we're gonna have a system where we recruit 20 to 30 players max. Okay, 20 to 30 players max, no ifs, ands, or buts, sometimes even less. Maybe next season, maybe even less. We were talking about potentially maybe only 10. We'll see. We still have to have that discussion. So 20 to 30 players, okay? When the 20 to 30 players come around and they apply, they'll essentially get put in like a waiting list with a specific priority, like prio 1, 2, or 3, okay? Let's just say 50 players, because one of the things that will happen was we reached a certain number with TFS last season, and we were like, okay, no more, right? And then bang, EIS disbands. We're like, well, bro, right? And then now you have all these quality players from EIS, and you're just like, well, we kind of have to recruit them. We kind of have to let them in now. So now what we're doing is we're taking all the recruits, and then we'll have like a set date. Like at this date, you guys will know who made it, right? That way, there's no like last minute like, oh, wait, I want to come to TFS now, right? Just because they saw hype or whatever. So that's the thing that we're gonna implement as well. And then also, I'm gonna be stepping up to what Jason's leadership, what he calls the big three. So I'll be part of the essentially taking it a step above. Okay, I kind of already been dabbling into a bunch of different things within TFS, but it's more official now, which leads me to situation number 3. So situation number 3 was when the Diplo was made for this KVK, which I had nothing to do with. For some reason, we chose an ally that was across the map. Now, NTS, as you guys saw, amazing kingdom, bro. These guys were hooking and jabbing in this zone. All right, they fought versus BTX. Okay, WB came in, they held on this side of the spire for a long time. So big shout out to NTS. Okay, they tried their best, but dude, at the end of the day, man, when it comes to Diplo, specifically on this map, you should probably never choose an alliance that's across the board that you cannot properly support. Okay, we tried coming in, WAO tried coming in from the north, we tried coming in from the east, but we just couldn't break BTX's defenses. On top of that, and then we moved south to try to make noise over here. No budging, nothing. They maintained their pressure here until the NTS was fully out, and then they came back over and then just took us out of this area. So the other thing too, something that I learned since season 1 is like, you want to make sure your allies are as close to you as possible to be able to support each other, because there's nothing worse than not being able to support your allies, man. Let me tell you, like, for me, to the NTS players, like, I felt really bad, bro. I'm like, man, I wish I was there in the trenches with them on the other side of that spire, hooking and jabbing, bro. I mean, as you can see, man, I'm trying. You know, I'm trying. 97 million merits at this point. I'm probably gonna end up with like 105, 110 million merits around there roughly. So those are the 1, 2, and 3 things. Now, as far as for me with TFS, and I've said this before, we'll see where we're at, man. We'll see where we're at. You guys know, for me, I personally like staying around KVK1 or KVK2. Oh, they're rallying our pass. KVK1, KVK2, just due to the just the viewer experience whenever I'm streaming wars, right? To be able to see the top wars. But after this season, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm close to 5 billion mana use. I'm ready to take a little breaky break, man. This KVK, I'm way out of my budget, man. To be in the top 10 fighters in KVK1 is a lot, man. You're looking at like $2,000, $2,500 worth of resources to be able to do this. On top of that, the time, the dedication, like, oh my god, like, I love Call of Dragons, guys, but dang, like, listen, this season, I even told my wife, I'm like, look, this season, don't book me for nothing. And then we lost. So tough, bro, tough. I don't like losing, but you know, big shout out to the players in TFS that have been holding it down, regardless of, you know, what people are saying, like, oh, TFS X, Y, and Z. We are cooking, bro. Look at this. We have 3.5 billion merits here. Do any of our other 120? So for like 3.6, 3.7 billion merits for us. So, you know, we're hooking and we're jabbing. You know, we're hooking, we're jabbing, we're doing what we can, even with having some activity issues. So that goes to show you, like, how healthy our core is. And that's always been a thing for TFS. We've always had a very healthy core, but the problem has been some of the dead weight at the end, which we do, like I said before, especially with me stepping into Big 3 now. Yeah, we're gonna cut harder. And I told Jason, I'm like, look, we cut hard or I'm out, bro. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not dealing with this activity problems. Now, if we continue having activity problems going forward, yeah, you know, it may be time to move on, to be honest. Right? And I've told Jason this as well. I told him, like, look, bro, I do this for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be with an active group. So hopefully that starts changing. If not, you guys will see a different tag in front of the Guns channel. I know. Some of you guys are probably like, damn. I mean, it's just the way it is, bro. It's just the way it is. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Once again, big GGs to NXW, man. I know there's been a lot of trash talk going on between us, but you know, you guys know I keep it 100, bro. You guys definitely have a bright future ahead of you. And hopefully you guys make the right moves that you guys need to make. Specifically cutting players on your back end, because, you know, NXW does have a few players on the back end, probably like not that many, but probably like 15 or 20 players that probably gotta go. So but yeah, and so far, GG's to everyone in this KVK. I look forward to Dragon Zone. I mean, like, well, I don't necessarily look forward to Dragon Zone. It's gonna be a 3v2, so it's gonna be rough. But you guys know me. I always push for a fight regardless. Okay, I don't really believe in not going into a Dragon Zone regardless of what it looks like. I'd rather get the shit kicked out of me and then go home. But But yeah, I'll try to push for that. But if you guys enjoyed this coverage, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Feel free to give me your guys' opinion on everything that's kind of been going on. How accurate do you guys feel like I've been with the statements that I've been saying? But yeah, also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, make sure you guys hit that sub button, turn on the bell notification, lets you guys know when I go live or drop a new video, guys. Until next time, it's your boy Guns, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.